So I decided literally halfway through making all this stuff, hey, why don't I go ahead and get started on a video that I said I was going to get started on like 3 weeks ago. So here's that. So I guess we'll get started with 6th grade time, we'll get started with one, like the I don't remember the exact first time I had to deal with my hair, but I remember the first time getting my hair legitimately cut. Because when I was younger, as far as I remember, like I had it like when I was 4 or so, like up until I was 7, I had it like grown out to my butt. And then when I was 7, my mom was like, I can't do this. Like, she was like, you can grow your hair out however long you want it when you start doing it yourself, which like isn't unreasonable, but I was really upset about it because I really wanted to have long hair growing up. I didn't know why, but I just really, really wanted long hair. I wanted long, straight hair growing up. So then we ended up cutting it, and I cried, not necessarily partially because it was like, oh, my dream down the drain or whatever, but also because I cried beforehand because I thought that cutting your hair hurt. I thought that you had nerve endings or whatever in your hair, since your scalp would hurt, because I used to get my hair like braided and cornrowed and stuff like that. So I was like, hair hurts, not scalp hurts, hair hurts. So I was also scared about that. But then so then after that, it never really, and because this is when I started taking care of it mostly after that, it never ever, like before I did the big chop or whatever this year, earlier in March, where I cut it to an afro, ever since we've cut it, it's never grown past here. Because around then it'll start to get like split ends and things of the like, and so it's never really been able to grow to its full potential or to my liking. It was at a time in my life where it's like I just wanted to be having fun. I didn't give a shit about hygiene. So like doing my hair was like such an annoying chore to me, and I didn't want to take care of it. In either 4th or 5th or 6th grade maybe, I got it permed with an olive oil perm. My granny permed it for me during the summer because I wanted straighter hair. I wanted straighter hair, so we did that, and it didn't really make it that much straighter. It just made it more so wavy looking when it was wet. And I would kind of leave it like that a little bit, and then you're supposed to re-perm it. For those of you who don't know, you're supposed to, when you get a perm and you want to keep up with that perm, you're supposed to get it permed again every 6 months, which is like, yes, if you don't like having good, healthy hair. So then we did like a Just for Kids one or something. It was like one of those brands. And it's like, you probably wouldn't know that much unless you're black, because it's like a black girl's brand or something like that. But my mom, she bought one of those, and we permed my hair again. I remember it was like the day we permed it was like right before we're going to like a carnival or something like that, so we're in a huge rush. So then after that, like maybe a year and a half went by. We didn't perm it again. I was kind of upset, but so there's that. And then in 5th grade, I didn't really give a huge crap of my hair. Like I cared a little bit more, but I would just tie it up all the time because I just wanted it out of my face, because I like to get my hands dirty doing stuff. It's like I didn't want my hair to be a part of that life. I wanted hair, but I didn't want my hair to be a part of that dirty life I knew I was living. So I would just tie it up all the time. I remember my granny would like threaten or whatever, warn me, be like, you're gonna start balding when you're really young because you tie it up all the time. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I didn't really care. But so then in 7th grade, I want to say 7th grade or 8th grade, it might have been 8th grade. I was with my dad, and I think we were gonna go to Tennessee like in a few days or something like that because I live in New Mexico. And my grandparents at the time were staying in Tennessee, and I wanted to get my hair permed before we left. So we actually went to a salon. This was gonna be my first time getting my hair done in a salon. And also, speaking of salons, I'd now like to mention, so also my mom would take me to like Milan and Ogle or something like that, like salons to get my hair done. Cause it's like my hair's really hard to manage. I know I'm like, people who have like more thick and more curly hair and longer hair than I do, I'm just like, wow, props. And I like are able to keep it healthy and stuff like that. It's like mega props, dude. But so we took it to a salon to get it done, and they used one of the professional brands or whatever. I don't remember what brand it was, and it doesn't even matter because I'm never getting my hair permed again after this. But so I just remember her putting it on, and I was like kind of hyped because I was gonna have straighter hair, and we're gonna be doing salon brand. I was like, wow, I'm on some Gucci shit right now. So the lady, she puts it on. 2 minutes goes by, and she's not finished applying it. 2 minutes go by, and I'm like, this kind of stings, because the other ones I didn't even feel. It felt like I was having leave-in conditioner in my hair or whatever. Like, I didn't feel shit, but like it was stinging, and that kind of worried me because the other 2 times nothing, this time something. I told the lady, I was like, this kind of stings. She's like, oh yeah, it does that a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then like 5 more minutes goes by, it starts to sting a little more. Like it goes from like a 2 to like a 5. I'm like, it's starting to sting a little more. And she's like, yeah, you're only gonna have this on for like 15 more minutes. You think you could deal? And I was like, straighter hair, yes, I can deal. And then like maybe 5 more minutes go by. I tell my dad, I'm like, Dad, this stings like really bad. And he's like, stop being a baby about it. And by then it's probably like a 7. It's starting to hurt. Like it's starting to like sting my scalp really bad. 2 more minutes go by, and I'm like about to cry. And I'm like, this burns so bad. Like, please wash it off my scalp. It burns so bad. So he started washing it off. There's no change to my hair because I didn't leave it on long enough. But man, so within by the next day, and for like a week, I had scabs going through all of my scalp because the perm that whatever she used like fucked up my scalp so badly that it was scabbing. And I remember pointing out to my dad, it was like, I told you this fucking burns. I can remember pointing that out. And this was at a time in 6th grade, it was like from before I went to like, oh, I don't care. And in 6th grade, I was like every middle schooler ever or whatever. I was like, I want to fit in. I want to be one of the cool kids. And I would see all the non-black girls have not curly hair, and everyone wanted to date them, and everyone thought they were so pretty, and everyone liked them, and there's that. And then all the 4 black people and all the 1 black girl in the school would always either have their hair always like in braids or straightened or something like that. Like I think in the whole time of me going to the school that I go to currently for the middle school part, I don't think I've ever noticed any girls wear their hair like just curly and raw all the time, or at least often enough for me to notice. And so that definitely influenced me. So because in 6th grade I wanted to conform so badly, so that's when it kind of started, and I started straight ironing my hair. And I think I don't know how many times I washed my hair a week before, but I would at this time. I started. I could be like, I wash my hair once a week, and on that day it'd be like I wash it, I deep condition it, I wash it, and I regular condition it. Like, you know, when you shampoo and condition, that's junk. It's like deep conditioner, shampoo, conditioner. blow dry it, and then flat iron it every Sunday. And at first it was like whatever, and then it started to become, it was like my hair was becoming a chore for me again. Because when it was a chore for me initially, it was just like I just had to wash it and make sure it didn't have tangles in it. That was my only job, really. But now it was like I'm doing all these extra steps, and I have to put creams on it, and I have to make sure it doesn't get too frizzy, and I have to put heat protectant on it. I have to do all this crap to it that I didn't have to do before. And so it started to build up again, like every Sunday. For everyone else, it was like Sunday was a day of rest, but for me, Sunday was like the longest chore day. Like I had to do the dishes or whatever some days, but it was like nothing compared to having to do my hair. And that continued on into seventh grade too. And I remember I would get these sores, and I get them now when I wear my hair in like a bun or something like that for too many days in a row, because I still wash my hair once a week. If I wear my hair like in a bun or something like that too many days in a row, right here, it's different from then. Right here, I get these sores in the back of my neck, like where it's like the follicles or whatever, because the hair is pulling at the follicle, so it gets swollen or whatever, and there'll be bumps at the back of my head from where my hair is getting messed up. And I would get those like right here, and I would get some in the back, and like I basically like around the outer edges of my hair. So I started noticing that I was getting that, but I so badly did not want to wear my hair down naturally, so I just tried to find other styles to wear it. I remember one time I wore a side ponytail to still have it out of my face and in a ponytail, but it would have less tension. I remember some guy was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a side ponytail," and he's like, that's not a side ponytail. Like, that doesn't look good. I never wore my hair in a side ponytail again. I went right back to tying it in tight ponytails. I remember because my hair would have areas where there's split ends and it wasn't healthy, and so it wouldn't smooth back all the way. So when I would get frizz, I would get the rubber band kinds of headbands, and I'd put them on, and they would slip off sometimes, so you could see the dent in my scalp that it created. And I hated when my headband would come off because I felt like embarrassed that I had like a dent in my hair. And I did that all the way up until okay, so I did that, and I still did this afterwards, but I did it up until the summer between 7th and 8th grade, so my hair was probably down to here. I don't really remember because I don't think I have really any photos much of me from that time. But then, so I cut it up to my shoulders because I had so many split ends from here to here from fucking up my hair so badly. And so I cut it, and then I went right back to straight ironing it all the time. And then at the very end of 8th grade, like probably like April or maybe like May, and I remember when I started doing it, everyone was so like surprised. And I remember my English teacher, whom everyone hated, I loved him. I thought he was the coolest teacher ever, but I think that's because the way he taught catered specifically to the way that I need to be taught. I digress. I remember like everyone pointing it out, and he was like, "Oh, he's like, your hair looks so good. Like, it looks really good." And it's like I needed that, even though I still didn't feel it at the time. I needed people to like my hair because I wanted to be liked so badly, and my hair was so damaged. So it was like, for the sake of my hair, I needed people to like my natural hair for what it was. And after that, it started growing back out, and from 7th grade into the end of 8th grade, it had grown back to right here again. So I would wear my curly hair down all the time. I would hardly tie it up, and if I did, I'd have it like in bun, like 2-space bun or whatever, because that was a trendy style or whatever, but I would wear it down a lot of the times. That's kind of when it stopped being a huge struggle to me after that, because then it was like, you would hardly see me with my hair straight ironed. And now it's like people tell me, because before people would tell me, "Man, I've never seen you have your curly hair," or "I wish you'd wear your curly hair." And now people are like, I've never, like, it's so weird to think of you with straight iron hair or whatever. Like, I've never seen you straight iron hair. What does your hair look like straight iron? Because a lot of people now don't know what I look like with straight hair because because it was just so damaging to me mentally, doing that to myself, but then also just to the health of my hair. I was fucking up my hair every Sunday for like 3 years. And I flat ironed it again recently, like maybe like a month ago or something like that, and it started when I was in there. So then it's probably like one of the last parts that I think I'll get into. When I was in there, it started triggering the feelings I would feel every Sunday, and what made like my hair was such an emotional process for me during that time. Like on top of all the other self-conscious stuff I was going through, whatever, just as kids are going through in puberty and stuff like that. Like I was dealing with all these other feelings. On top of that, not feeling good enough because of something that grows naturally on my body. Like, to me, it was like, because for some black girls, whatever, it's like their skin, like they don't see darker skin girls or whatever, and it's like for me, and I've acknowledged this before, not on this channel, but I know and acknowledge it, that I do have a lighter skin privilege, and so I don't experience struggles in terms of, and that doesn't go to say that I don't think that there should be darker colored women celebrated more, but I've never experienced the struggle of not seeing darker women growing up in a place that's predominantly Mexican, and so my skin color blends in pretty well in the area. So I straight ironed my hair and started bringing back the feelings because it's so emotional for me to do my hair every week, and I don't know why I wasn't able to stop. Like I don't know why I wasn't able to stop for myself, because I wasn't straight ironing my hair because I wanted to. I was straight ironing my hair because everyone else liked straighter hair and I didn't have straight hair, and I wanted to be liked so badly that I was willing to fuck up my hair. And in a long-term mind frame, I would have like fucked up my hair so badly that I probably wouldn't have either not had hair that people would have liked at all. So I wasn't making any good long-term moves with that. Hold on. I'm not done with the clay stuff. Like, I was messing up my hair so badly, and I don't understand why I wasn't able to stop. Like, to this day, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But it's the smoke that gets to me. Like, especially because, like, I have asthma, and it's for the most part, it's exercise-induced. But sometimes it can get triggered by smells, and it is nowhere near as bad anymore, but I do suffer from anxiety, and I will have panic attacks semi-often, and so, either my asthma can trigger a panic attack, or a panic attack can trigger my asthma, and I was straightening my hair, and the smell, like, because I put my iron on the highest setting so I could just get out of there as fast as possible. And it takes me, like, with my current hair length, I think it took me 2 hours for the flat ironing part of it, not including the blow drying. But so I remember I was straightening my hair, and the smoke started coming up from my hair, and it was all inhaling, like I was inhaling all of that, and I almost started crying because it felt just like how it did. Like, it reminded me so much of how it did before. Like, when I was straightening my hair before. And the smell, because, like, the smell would get into my lungs. It would make breathing feel really, like, unnatural and weird. And it was, like, it would start to trigger panic attacks. And so when I was inhaling that smoke, my brain was like, I remember this, and was, like, trying to go into, like, panic attack mode, but we're not on that shit anymore. But so I just remember, Like, so remember, like when that happened like a couple weeks ago, it just reminded me so hard of like every day, every Sunday for those years of every Sunday being what I felt like trapped and locked, and it wasn't, but trapped and locked in that restroom, flat ironing my hair for people that didn't care about me. So that way I felt like flat ironing my hair was gonna make them care about me. And all those times it would get so hot in the room because of how hot the flat iron it was, and how much I would feel so clammy inside that it would only raise my body temperature and what felt like the room's temperature even further. And there's so many times where I would have to go over my hair over and over again because it wasn't straightening all the way, and I would have to go over my roots a few times, and I would sting my scalp because of how hot I would have the flat iron, and all of the split ends I would notice every single time I flat ironed my hair, because you could see the white spots of split ends at the ends of my hair. And getting so aggravated that I couldn't be done with this faster, that there'd be times where I'd be going through my hair, I would have to put down the flat iron because I would get so hot and I would get so annoyed and so bothered. I would put down the flat iron and start crying, and I would sit on the toilet and cry in the restroom quietly because I knew that like my mom was developing hand pains at the time from how hard it is to do my hair, and so I wouldn't want to bother her about it. And so I would sit in there and cry for like a few minutes and then go right back to doing my hair, and then probably 20 minutes later would start crying again because I just wanted it to be over. And like now it's so different because I have like the kind of respect for myself where it's like if I was feeling that way, I would change what I was doing so that way I wouldn't feel that way. But the fact that I couldn't stop. It's so crazy to me that I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop doing that to myself because it hurt me so bad mentally. Doing my hair. Like it hurt so bad, and it's like just because all the other things I deal with, and it's like if there's pain in my life, I will do whatever I can to make it stop. And doing my hair brought me physical pain, and me trying to fit in so badly and dealing with that physical pain just so that way I could fit in. Like deep down I knew that wasn't cutting it for me because it bothered me doing my hair. But the fact that I wasn't able to stop, like, I don't know if you guys will ever, like, I mean, I'm sure, because I've talked about this with my mom recently, so I'm sure she understands what I'm talking about, because I feel like I was able to elaborate better. But I just, it's so, I just don't understand. Like, I was fucking up my hair for people who probably didn't even give a shit how I wore my hair. Who didn't give a shit about how I wore my hair, except for the people who I have heard say to me, to my face, oh, I like your hair when it's straight or better. And that was like wonderful to hear. I know I'm just saying the same things over and over again, but this talk right now is like, it's mainly for me. It's mainly for me right now, because I was talking about it with my mom like a couple weeks ago, and I started crying. Like when I have panic attacks and when I have anxiety attacks and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if anyone who has ever witnessed me have a panic or anxiety attack, but like my hair affected me so badly and bothered me so much that when I have panic attacks now, I have to lift my hair. Like, the reason why I don't like my hair touching my neck now is not because I like to get my hands dirty. It's because that I know that if I get too hot, or if I have a panic attack or anxiety attack and I feel my hair touching my neck, I know it's gonna bring back all of those feelings that I would feel every week. And so I have to lift up my hair away from my neck so it's not touching it. in fear of like worsening my situation. Like my hair created fear for me for so long, and like up until recently, and I still do that because I know I haven't entirely let go. Because I haven't entirely let go of how much it bothered me when I would do my hair. Like people shouldn't have to feel that way, and I know that a lot of it, and I can't blame a lot of it on society, because I know a lot of that came from within myself, and a lot of it was like, if I had just been able to accept who I was, because I can't choose. I could choose to damage my hair and make it straight, but I didn't choose to look like this. I didn't choose to have curly hair. I didn't choose to do any of this. So if I didn't choose this, and this is who I am, why wasn't I able to accept that for myself? And the fact that I wasn't able to accept myself for so long, and that I was willing to hurt myself so badly just to change who I was, because that's what it is on the deeper level of it, is that I wasn't able to accept who I am, and it's so different from not liking who you are as a person. And I felt that so many times, not liking who I am as a person, and I've noticed that it feels nothing like how I felt about my hair, because I couldn't change that. I couldn't change having curly hair or not. The only way I'd be able to change it is all those weeks, all those days in the restroom, in that hot restroom, crying and ironing my hair and damaging it to no end. And that's also the reason. It's the reason why I don't iron my hair that much. A part of it is because I don't want to damage my hair the way I ever did ever again. Just because now it's like I am able to accept that part of myself, but the fact that I wasn't able to for so long, and like I said, where people shouldn't have to feel that way, and a lot of people don't, because Black people are a minority, but it's like, because people don't acknowledge a lot of the time. Like, I'm sure none of my friends knew this. My mom was even saying when I was telling her this before, and she didn't know that I felt that way. But like, me doing my hair and the way my hair was, I always felt so alone in that. Like, and especially because, as I said before, I grew up in a place that was predominantly Mexican, which was a pro for my skin color. A big con for my hair type, because hardly anyone had curly hair, and the people that did have curly hair, the few Black people you'd run into would be like, oh my god, your hair is so damaged. And it's like, yeah, I know, thank you for pointing that out. That was so helpful to my day. I'm really glad you did that. Now I feel so much better about my hair. Like, some people will be like, oh, like, if I could relive it all or whatever, I wouldn't have changed a thing. But it's like, I would have changed. And I said, there's one, like, I give props to my mom for trying, because she did try. She tried for a long time, just as long as I have. Like, about equally as long as I have to do my hair. And I give her props for trying. And I know that it was hard for her. And I was also, when she stopped, I was an age where it wasn't unreasonable for me to be doing my own hair. The only thing I wish that would have happened, and I know she wouldn't, there was no way that she could have known unless I had told her how much doing my hair, like, hurt me, was I just wish she would have taken that flat iron away, because then it wouldn't have gotten so badly. Like, it wouldn't have gotten so bad, because and that's the reason why it hurts so much, because because, and still to this day, but way less than before, because this whole year has been such a shift in my confidence and such a shift in my self-worth. Like, it's been like a dramatic shift for me internally. Like, I will not put up with anyone's shit, and I will not put up with my own shit either. You would think that when you're experiencing pain, you would want to stop that. And so it's like, I've had a lot of aspects where it's like I don't like who I am as a person, but those are things that I could change about me. So it feels nothing like how I felt about my hair, because it would be like me saying I don't like my skin color. I hate every aspect about myself. And for me now, it's like I love my curly hair. I love to wear my hair naturally. I like how it looks flat ironed, but not enough for me to be doing that all the time. I think this year I've probably flat ironed my hair twice total, and it's December now, so 2 weeks out of the year probably I've worn it flat iron. But not enough for me to go through that again. I don't, it's like now I don't like to do it, and I won't do it. I mean, you get the point. It's just been me repeating myself over and over. For like the past 10 minutes. So, moral of the story, I didn't like myself for something I was born with. Now I do, and I love it. So that's cool. And I don't think there's really much for me to say. So, thanks for coming to my emotional breakdown station. Yeah.